Hey, Coach Nate here. I got a quick one for you today, and calories don't make you fat. I mean, technically, yes, over-consuming calories will lead to weight gain, but that's not the actual issue. Imagine taking a hammer and smashing your hand with it, and then blaming the hammer. Technically, the hammer broke your hand, but wouldn't you take a moment to assess why you decided to hit your hand with a hammer in the first place? And if the hammer isn't the problem, well, then the hammer certainly isn't the solution either. And if you guys are looking at my hands there, just finished working out. So like I said, quick one here. But you see where I'm going with this? It's about to get super deep and introspective. So if that's not your thing, I would just stop listening now. But in fact, mindset work and personal development are common topics all around these parts. So if that's not what you want to be hearing, then just log off now. But anyways, it's not about the calories. Let's stick with the hammer analogy for a second. Imagine if 70% of the population were consistently smashing their hands with hammers. Why 70%? Because that's how many overweight people there are. And all anyone ever talks about is hammers. You need to try this hammer instead. You need more discipline around your hammer. You need to have more willpower with your hammer. Your hammer is dirty. Just try clean eating. I mean, hammering, right? And every single year, $80 billion is spent trying different hammers. That's how much money the diet industry makes every single year. And every single year, we get sicker and we get fatter. So something's not adding up. Wouldn't it make sense if someone took a step back and asked the question, why is everyone smashing their hands with hammers all the time? This is my biggest problem with diets. We're all so obsessed with calories, how to control them, how to monitor them, how to have more discipline and willpower around them. And yes, we use calories to manipulate success sometimes, but what I'm saying is we come up with new ways all the time on how to control calories. And yet we just keep getting sicker and we keep getting fatter. And no one stops to ask the question as to why. Why do we continue to overindulge on calories all the time? And it's not about eating clean. It's about having more discipline and willpower and consistency. And we need to stop addressing symptoms and get to the root of the issue. Symptom control is what dieting is all about. You want freedom? You want lifelong results? Get to the root of the issue. Why do we overindulge? Why do you overindulge? Maybe it's part of your family dynamic and you only felt loved when you finished your plate. So you developed a habitual desire to eat everything so everyone can see in front of you that you finished the plate, right? Maybe food was the only thing that felt safe. Maybe you felt unworthy or unlovable and you used food to hide or as a form of punishment. Maybe you never learned other ways to cope with emotions and food was always predictable and comfortable. You think that controlling calories will fix those things? And maybe you're not that deep. Maybe you just like to eat. So we have decades worth of research that clearly indicates it will not. Humans all want the same thing. We want to belong, we want to feel loved, we want to be admired, respected, valued, we want people to think that we're pretty. We usually overindulge because we're missing those things. Food can be an easy outlet to fill the void. Calories are not the problem. In a food environment that is built for comfort and convenience, it becomes even more important to get to the root of the issue. And most people don't want to go there. It's scary down there. It's vulnerable down there, which is why most people, especially women, will continue to pump money into the diet industry that keeps them gaining weight and feeling worse about themselves, which leads to a worse relationship with food and more dependence on dieting. What a messed up system. Literally, that's so jacked up. But sure, let's keep blaming calories. How's that been working for us so far? There's nothing that makes me happier than when we have a client who finally opts out of that way of thinking. When the light bulb moment happens and then they recognize how they've been using food and how it's been serving them, they recognize that another diet was never going to be the answer. And they start doing all the internal work with us to create that real freedom. No more food guilt, no more food obsession, no more food punishment. That's why when the physical results that they pushed so hard for happen as a byproduct, and they happen rather easily. It's like having a cheat code for a video game because addressing the root cause will always be a more effective way of going about this than symptom management. And you probably know that already. And I know that not everyone is ready for that kind of work. However, the longer you avoid it, the longer that the struggle is going to be around and is going to happen. You can buy another hammer or you can learn why you keep hammering your hand and how to stop it. It's always a choice. We love you. You know, if you have any questions, comment below, shoot me a message on Instagram, and let's have a conversation. Much love.